Hey guys, Braden Ursel here. Welcome to another edition of Castanet's Week in Review. After a couple of weeks of wildfire news, it's nice to get back into some other topics this week as things are slowly starting to return to normal right here in the Valley. We have some interesting stories to talk about today, including peak season for fruit farmers, training camp for the West Kelowna Warriors, thousands flocked to Armstrong's IPE for some fun at the fair, and finally, a memorial bench was revealed in Penticton for loved ones whose lives were lost to overdose. We'll start things off there in Penticton, where friends and families gathered at the memorial bench on Thursday for International Overdose Awareness Day, sharing stories of the people they've lost to the opioid crisis.
It is my hope that people will sit here to love, honor, and remember their loved ones, and perhaps meet other people and share their grief, and thus lighten each other's load.
It's a sad day that we had to be here today, but I'm so happy that the city of Penticton came together to remember all the people that lost the fight and will never be forgotten.
The bench was an initiative from local Gord Portman, and the installation of the bench, interlocking in design, represents the woven fabric of a community. The West Kelowna Warriors returned to the ice this past weekend for the start of training camp. After losing to the Penticton Vees in the first round of the playoffs last season, the team is determined to chase down a championship, and they believe they have the right group of players to pull it off this year.
Last year we had a good graduating group that went on to Division I hockey. Guys like Ben McDonald, who was drafted by the Seattle Kraken, so he's at Harvard this year. And Jaden Moriello has moved on. He was our leading goal scorer. So we have a few holes to fill, but we're confident in this group that they'll take the next step and come in and help us get to where we want to be.
The Warriors are back in action on September 22nd for their home opener against the Vees. It should be a good matchup as the Warriors will be looking for some sweet revenge against the team that knocked them out of the playoffs last season. It's peak harvest season in the Okanagan, and fruit farmers are extremely busy as a hot and dry summer has led to a much earlier than usual harvest. The only problem is the Okanagan wildfires have displaced locals and scared off tourists.
We've got a bit of a lapse in tourism right now. So we rely on our local customer base so much, and we're really turning to them right now and just thanking them for their support, and they're the ones that are really helping us out. So that's so important right now to look to your local farmer. Find the Westside Farm Loop or look at all the farms in Kelowna and find somebody to support right now because they have so much coming off their trees and out of their gardens, and they need your support right now.
The Armstrong IPE and Stampede return for Labor Day weekend, bringing thousands of people out for a weekend full of fun, games, rides, food, and more.
The kids, the families, the enjoyment you see in kids having fun. That's what it is for me. So
eating popcorn, eating a snow cone.
We're here showing livestock, so we have a few hours and we're gonna go on some rides.
Yeah.
After 5 days of fun, the Armstrong Fair wraps up on Sunday, September 3rd. But that just about does it for the week in review. It's been a pleasure going over the top stories this week with you. For Castanet News, I'm Braden Ursel, and I'll see you all down the road.